Good morning, Vikas, and welcome to Business Spotlight. Thank you very much for coming online.
Morning, Milton. Thanks for having me here.
Excellent. Vikas, let's start off and tell us a bit about yourself and your business, please.
My name is Vikas Sood, and I've been in the accounting and finance industry for the last 15 years of my career in Australia. Previously in MBA Finance from India, I've been working as an accountant there as well. Since I moved here, I've been working various roles in the accounting field. More per se for commercial accounting, as well as starting my own business, which is a virtual CFO service. And then started helping businesses, SMEs from there on. So typically an accounting and finance professional per se, been doing it for around 18 to 20 years.
Excellent. And where are you based and what areas do you cover?
I'm based in Melbourne, in Victoria, and we do have an offshoring office in India where we help businesses with offshore solutions as well.
Fantastic. So how long have you been in business? I think you mentioned 20 years, but actually in this business?
Yeah, so this business has been running, so I ran two businesses. The virtual CFO business has been running for 4 years. Just before COVID, we started. And once COVID hit, the number of businesses that came for help for various reasons, whether it's understanding how to navigate through that period or to basically help with grants, help understanding their, working with different people who are actually on the brink of liquidation. So we advise them, guide them, which area, which solution is better for them, whether it's the voluntary administration path, whether it's liquidation path. So just helping businesses through the difficult times. So ensuring that what the grants they were, eligible to have, we help them sort of get those in time so that they can navigate through. That's how it started. Then a couple of years back, I was helping a client with a lot of issues with offshoring. He was offshoring. And I went in there with a virtual CFO hat on and helped him sort of finesse the team, hire different people. 18 to 20 people we hired in that 6 to 12 months contract that I had. And it just changed the way the team worked, the gelling of the team, the different roles and responsibilities fully defined, it's changed. So that sort of triggered me to get into starting the second business with that client. We joined hands and we started offering that solution of offshoring accounting and finance functions to overseas. Given the talent shortage we have here in Australia, that was just a no-brainer, and that's why we started to build that business as well. That's just sort of my 4 years within this, working as a business person.
Excellent. Thanks, Vikas. That's fantastic. So who'd be your ideal client?
Look, anybody from 5 to 30 mil in turnover. The reason I say turnover is because if you're too small, the value of services we deliver will be negated by the cost. What we offer is a holistic solution of basically a finance department outside of their own organization that's basically managing the finance function for them. Now, that may mean just looking at systems and processes from accounts perspective, but it also could extend to okay, I can't get funding, so can you help me build cash flow forecasts? Do you have staff who can do three-way forecasts? Can you work with the lenders to ensure we get the funding in time or we get the required funding? That's just one area. Then we've got solutions for people who've got, I've got a big cost issue. I need someone 20 hours a week to just do bookkeeping. Yeah, okay, well, let's work it out. Let's see how we can help you navigate that offshore and still have that sort of level of accuracy and reliability in your numbers. Basically, that sort of gives a holistic solution to businesses, and the businesses that are growing, they definitely would like the package that we offer.
Excellent. What's the biggest challenge you're facing now in business?
Look, the businesses we deal with, cash flow is a big issue. coming out of COVID, and then everything started to work around. People have started to come back to offices. People have started to. There's a lot of potential in terms of a lot of businesses. The issue we have currently is cash flow is tight, interest rates are rising. The average person is in duress, and hence the spending habits are erratic. Like you would say that, interest rates not having an impact, it is having a big impact on the spending habits. People have started to, spend on necessary items more so. The housing is another issue that impacts us. No matter in Australia, housing affects everything. So a lot of cash flow, big issue for my clients in the building industry. Then for us, the biggest issue as a business is to ensure we have the talent in-house or overseas to be able to address all the issues. Now, it's big. The talent pool is reduced in Australia. That's in the accounting firm. 100% that's an issue. Costs are rising. So you won't get somebody who can actually work through every area of the business unless you pay $1 gazillion, and that's sort of our challenge. So we got our offshoring wing is really under stress in terms of finding the talent there too. So we try to match your issues or the business issues that they have here with the talent we have there to sort of bridge that gap. So the biggest issue for us is recruitment, cash, interest rate, duress, and that's sort of pushing businesses in the growth plans a little bit back.
Yeah, I understand. What's one or two actions you've taken, say, since because of the pandemic, and how you're coping after that?
So during the pandemic, we had the clients we had, that's all we serviced. The new business either wasn't coming, or the ones that came were in a shape that I didn't have the resources to help them. Local talent wasn't there. I hadn't had an opportunity to recruit people while we were sitting, in lockdowns. So whatever I had, I serviced it to the best of my ability. I didn't take on many new clients during that period. So that's a given. But since it's opened up, I've even during COVID, I traveled to India to do the recruitment myself, and the airports were like dead. But I have seen that, so I had no choice. The demand was there, the problems were there. I needed solutions. I was working long hours, not an ideal thing for me to do. So I had to do that. So we did that. We recruited a number of people during that visit. And given now we have a team of around 60 staff overseas, we started with 3. So this have seen us recruit, build our offices overseas, and also been able to solve a lot of problems for businesses which are tax practices, who have no talent. Although they're busy, they want financial statements done, they want tax returns lodged. We go in as their back end and say, okay, what do you need? We've got staff who's done that, been there, done that. Let's just help you sort those things out. And look, there's a few businesses that we've really changed the way they work. Like 2-3 years of backlog is now just 1 year. So it's a big sort of help that they're getting. And look, I'm pumped to help those businesses and get some, positive feedback from my clients.
Good. What's the biggest learning you've had since being a business owner?
Look, a few things. It's a long list, though.
Yeah,
the learnings
what's the most important thing? Yeah.
Resilience. The resilience is the most important thing. Just when you think things are not going your way, you just have to hang in there. And an opportunity comes, and then knock it, just take it. You should be ready to take it. Anything that pushes, be it COVID, be it losing clients, be it whatever it is, it is your ability to get up as quickly as possible. Well, that defines you as a business owner. That defines your business. You have to ensure you keep good company, that people that inspire you, be resilient when things push you down. These are the two things I follow. Follow good company and ensure that when there's everything going haywire, you got to go back, be resilient, come back on your feet as quickly as possible.
Right. So what have you learned about yourself during this journey?
I beg your pardon, I missed it.
What have you learned about yourself during this business journey?
Look, I think the biggest thing I have learned is that if I change my habits, I change my outlook, I change everything. The biggest learning happened to me was, look, I was stressed. I was deeply stressed. The only thing that came into help was, oh, I'll have a glass of wine. I'll get 2 glasses of wine. Well, half a bottle of wine, every night. It just kept going on and on and on. And I was in a place where, and COVID was there. I was in a place, I said, look, Mike, what am I doing? You got to lift yourself. The biggest learning for me was I went sober. It's been 8 months, 7.5, 8 months.
Yeah.
And since then, I think my business tripled in this 6-8 months. I'm happier, I'm going to the gym, I'm looking after myself. So the biggest learning for me was I was stuck in habits, routine habits, doing things again the same way. Something happens, I'll behave yourself. And being sober is just the biggest learning for me in this.
Yeah, good. No, good on you. Because that's a tough choice. And follow through, of course. Anything like any sort of addiction or whatever you call it, it's very hard to break that pattern and get into something that works better for you, though. How do you keep yourself accountable?
Look, unlike most businesses, I'm a big follower of forecasts, budgets, and our monthly management meetings. And even if we are a small scale business, I would say, we still ensure that the accountability remains. And the only way to do it is to ensure that, hey, like I give you an example. So one of the girls, my sales head, she said to me, oh, I don't know how to do Excel. And I'm a salesperson. I don't need to know Excel. I said, sorry, Matt, you need to know Excel. So why? I said, I need to know how many leads you generated, how many people you called, how many people said no. I need to have those numbers on your spreadsheet, because that's the only way I can tell what you're doing. Oh, we've got the CRM. Forget about the CRM.
Yeah.
You give me your accountability. You give me your numbers, and I will tell you what I need. So I said to them was, I need a break-even point. This is my break-even point. Before you reach that break-even point, don't ask me for a pay rise, because the business cannot afford it.
Yeah, good.
You first have to ensure that target is reached. Oh, you're winning. Obviously, you're winning. Absolutely. But so are the costs rising. You're winning, costs are rising. You're winning, costs are rising. So what you need to do, you need to ensure you stick to the forecast. If you can't do the forecast, give me the reasons why not. Match it with your sales forecast. So your sales forecasts, your P&L, and your lead generations all have to talk to each other to ensure that we're running a show that will eventually be profitable. That's how we started. Initially, even if you for 5 people still had a forecast. Now, this me being me, because my background is commercial accounting, so I'm more budgets forecast, and I do it for all my clients. Why I want to do it for myself? So that was basically the idea. So the way to hold myself accountable is that monthly report tells me where I'm headed. If I can't, as an owner, if I can't pay for my bread and butter, this business doesn't exist. Like it's got to pay the people who are involved in it. So ideally, that was the idea of break-even point. And look, the guys have done a fantastic job following through. Although I had to arrange Excel courses for them and sort of help them to navigate what I'm really wanting, and to get that message across. It does take a little bit of time. it was it took me 6 months to be able to get that ball rolling. Everybody putting their inputs in the forecast, everybody's doing, and then if I'm not doing it, I have to find reasons why I couldn't do it. Now that I might make excuses, but that's human psychology, I guess. That at the end of the day, my team, I hold my team accountable, and my team holds me accountable. Hey,
Yeah, good. I find in business that's so important to have someone that helps you look at what your long-term and short-term goals and achievements are, but then holds you accountable for it too. Because we, as you rightly said, we all have excuses, and there's always something we can say why it's more important. But when you hold to account, it makes a big difference. And I find that works so well in business. And we might hold our team at being accountable by KPIs, and clear, as you mentioned before, the KPIs are so important. But do you have your own KPIs? How do you keep yourself accountable so it's measured? And so what do you find? What's your inspiration each day to keep working?
Oh, look, we one of the things I said to my team a while ago was, look, we've got so many people working with us now. We've got a responsibility we've got a bigger purpose now. We have to, we're supporting 60 families. Or, we're going to go 600. Why not? And just the ability to be able to sort of contribute to those young accountants and their personal growth that's what gets me out of my bed. And my wife tells me, you're a work alcoholic. I said, not really. I'm calm. I'm not stressed. But at the same time, I've got to run the show, because those people are basically relying on me to bring in more business. Come on, where is the money? Bring in more. So I'm doing meetings. I'm traveling to the whole of Australia as a business owner, and having face-to-face meetings with new clients that we set meetings with. Now, it could be done by a salesperson, but the business development manager, I said, look, all the new clients, I'm going to go face-to-face. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell who I am, how we did what we did. And if they feel like that's the kind of business they want to work with, the business that's progressive, that's going to look outside the square, and sort of help them build their business and solve their business problems, then perfect. Look, we did the same exercise last year, and we're going to do the same thing this year. It makes an impact on the client, that we're not just sitting behind a desk and saying, hey, I'm the CPA, so just give me everything. I'm just saying to them, look, happy to have a chat, happy to come down there, meet you guys in person, sort of build a relationship, and we sort of look at your set of problems and sort of start helping you plug those holes in your business.
Yeah, no, good on you. Do you favourite quotes or sayings that keep you focused, or anything you follow?
I don't know. Mainly leadership. I think these are the quotes I love about leadership. One of the things I was reading the other day was that the leader has to lead in the front, not from the back. No commands, just run the show. Yeah. When you start commanding, that's not leadership. Yeah. When you start running and driving the business and be in the front, that's business. That's where people want to work with you. That's a quote sort of stuck in my head, that no commandments, just hard work.
Fantastic. So what would you say to someone thinking of going into business?
Oh, a lot of things. If you're entering into a business, just make sure that you have to survive 1 or 2 years. You have to ensure you've got enough cash flow to be able to sustain the various changes in the market. Ensure whatever business you are signing off, say, for example, you're buying a business, ensure you understand the financials of what you're buying. Get expert advice always. Cover yourself legally if there's any leases involved, or any of those long-term commitments are involved. An example would be a building business, for example. The building business owners or builders will primarily say, I've got 20 contracts for $20 million. Yeah, that's great. But are they profitable? So, 60% is this, 20% is this. Well, that's not how it works. So for you to enter into a business, please ensure that legally you don't commit to anything you don't understand, get expert advice. Please ensure your cash is intact, that if you're planning to do business, you at least put 1 year's worth of investment aside for any contingencies. Now, that may be practically not possible, but having that at the back of your mind that, hey, shit can hit the fan, you've got to cover yourself with enough cash to be able to sustain if you don't get business for 6 months. So that shouldn't dishearten you. So cash is the king these days. Ensure you legally and financially understand what contracts you're signing. Then third one is hard work. Well, we can't sleepless nights. That's a given. So small business life, it's initially first 2 years are tough, as they say. Most businesses close in the first 3 years of their existence. Reason being, the resilience, the hard work is missing, or something that you've committed to that you didn't do your homework on. So do your homework, cash intact, and show financially and legally you're covered, and get the best advisors, if you will, especially at the beginning.
Do you have any plans with your own business so you can work more on the business rather than in it, so it's not reliant on you?
Look, I think the most important thing is, again, I will talk about leadership again, is that you have to create leaders every day within your business. At times, I did leave my sales and marketing team to do their own show for 3 to 6 months. 3 months went really well. The last 3 months didn't go really well. What that teaches me is that, okay, that's why I went back into there. I said, okay, Michael, okay, let's just lead this team now. So I plug myself wherever the problem is. So I think that they could have done way better. Issue with working on the business will be that when I've got my leadership team ready, when I've got leaders in every department within the organization, I've got recruitments done, sales not so much.
Are you still there, Vikas? So I think I've lost you for a moment. Presume. So, Vikas, tell me about what you see the future. What are some of the problems, and how's the future look for you in the business?
Look, for the future, look, I do want to concentrate on providing solutions to businesses when it comes to talent shortages. We, the accountants, tax, SMSF, financial planning industry is really struggling with talent, and the pool is really small and smaller. Nobody wants to do accounting these days. I have no idea why. And overseas migration hasn't been to the numbers has not been the way it was before COVID. So I'm presuming this shortage is going to continue. So I want to be the person or the business that helps those practices, those businesses that are struggling with getting their books in order, whether it's bookkeeping or filling in tax returns, or that area requires quality staff, whether they're CAs or CPAs. We've got that talent pool. I want to keep helping and bridge the gap of talent that we have in Australia. I want to continue helping small businesses with their cash flow issues, and provide them meaningful information, provide them numbers that actually talk, not just not just from the tax perspective.
Cool.
Tax is just a commodity. We still have to do it the best way we can. But there are strategies I want to work with the businesses to sort of minimize that tax legally. I also want to continue growing my local practice with small to medium businesses who are requiring cash flow issues, who are requiring somebody to sort of make sense of their numbers, help them fund, help them get some finances from different lenders, and just continue my journey and grow and help more people within my business, within my company, so that everyone can have a reasonable career growth while working with us.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time today, Vikas. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
That's
Milton.
been
Thank you
great.
for having me. It's a pleasure.